Hey everybody, this video is all about Sony and their new line of really cool Dolby Atmos surround sound products. Now in this video, we will cover the latest Dolby Atmos soundbars in Sony's lineup, including the HT-A7000, the HT-A5000, and Sony's new HT-A9, which is a really cool soundbar alternative. Finally, we'll talk about the different subwoofer models and surround speakers that can be added to level up the immersion. And we will also recommend the Sony TVs that will offer the best performance with these for a complete Sony home theater package. Now, after watching this, you could have a complete Dolby Atmos home theater system with the best Sony TV pairing for a living room, a spare bedroom, or even a bonus room. Now, let's get started. All of the new soundbars we are about to go over are compatible with this cool Sony tech, including the Sony HT-A5000, which is an expandable 5.1.2 Dolby Atmos soundbar. The more powerful flagship model called the HT-A7000, which is a 7.1.2 Dolby Atmos soundbar, and a really cool new soundbar alternative that can create a virtual 360-degree spatial audio bubble of up to 12 phantom speakers of surround from just 4 physical speakers that you can place anywhere in the room, and by that we literally mean anywhere. This one is called the HT-A9 high performance home theater system. Now, the coolest thing to me about all of the new Sony systems is that all of them will transform just about any space into a personal Dolby Atmos home theater with minimal setup. However, the model you choose will depend on the size of your room and your budget. So let's quickly cover all of these premium home theater systems, the optional add-ons available, and then some of the cool Sony tech they share. Finally, I will provide AudioVice's top 3 home theater packages, complete with a Sony TV to top it off for the ultimate Sony AV system for your room size and the money. We tailored each Sony package with a rating of good, better, and ultimate for those of you who just want the best Sony setup money can buy. Hopefully, this will help you choose the right setup that works with your room type and budget. All right. Since these bars share similar features and technology, we are going to start with the model that packs the most bang for the buck first, and then step up to the more expensive models and Sony TV packages from there. So up first, we have Sony's HT-A5000 Dolby Atmos soundbar as our first best value home theater package. Now for less than $900, this one covers you in a true 5.1.2 bubble of Dolby Atmos surround sound completely from the bar and nothing else. You could expand this one to 7.1.2 channels of Dolby Atmos if you add one of the subwoofer choices plus the SA-RS3S wireless surround speakers, but I think this one will really appeal the most to people who are looking for the best sound quality possible for a room where space could be limited and the convenience of having a sleek minimal setup is more important. Having said that, this bar presents a very immersive sound. Now, you could step up to the flagship A7000 and have a true 7.1.2 channel Dolby Atmos soundbar for less than $400 more than the A5000, and then expand this one up to a 9.1.2 channel of true Atmos when you add the additional wireless speakers. But I think the A5000 provides a lot of value up front as a standalone bar with room to grow when you need it. Inside both the A5000 and the A7000, there is a built-in dual subwoofer with Sony's high-performance X-Balance speaker units that will produce pretty good bass with clear sound. These have an innovative rectangular shape that helps maximize the area of the diaphragm to reproduce punchier bass from just the bars themselves. Sony says this reduces driver excursion and also helps the bar maintain acoustic sound pressure with less distortion for clear mid-range on dialogue and vocals. While they both produce good bass on music and movie sound effects, the impact will not be as good or immersive as having a dedicated sub in the room. A good subwoofer will add a lot more bottom end weight with more impact, but I have to say having the built-in sub with this speaker tech inside of a soundbar is ultra convenient, and this does offer a more streamlined look with the most minimal setup if space is a concern. If you are limited on space, then for less than $400, definitely go for the Sony HT-A7000 wireless sub, because this subwoofer choice will reproduce deep, rich bass with more impact from a slimmer size cabinet that will only take up an area of about 18.5 inches of width and less than 20 inches of length. At almost 11 inches tall, the HT-A7000 provides 200 watts of power from a 6.3 inch driver, which is enough power for a small to medium sized room. If you have a larger room, then definitely step up to the more powerful HT-A7000 subwoofer choice. It's the best pairing option. The HT-A7000 is also pretty compact, standing about 5 inches taller, but this provides you 100 watts of additional power from a similar sized driver. For just $200 more, we'd recommend the larger HT-A7000 wireless sub for family rooms and bonus rooms to make sure you get the proper impact. Now, other than the amount of Atmos surround channels, the other biggest differences that stand out between the A5000 and the flagship A7000 are the sizes, the power, and the amount of available I/O. So I think these will appeal to different kinds of users. The A5000 bar spans 48 inches wide and stands less than 3 inches tall and about 6 inches deep. Visually, this will look great with TVs that are 50 inches or wider. If you already have one of the new Sony Bravia TVs, I like that this bar has a multi-position stand that lets you change the position of the TV stand to fit the HT-A5000 beneath your TV for a nice, discreet, clean look. If you are considering your options for the best TV to pair with this bar, then strongly consider any of the Sony A80J models. These come in 55-inch, 65-inch, and 77-inch sizes and use Sony's new XR OLED contrast engine for great clarity. For less than $1,800, I like the Sony 55-inch A80J OLED for the best quality because this size combination just looks fantastic above this bar in a smaller room, but you really can't go wrong with any of the larger sizes in this series either. The total power output of the A5000 is 450 watts, which is plenty of power to cover a small to medium-sized room with good, clear cinematic sound with just the bar by itself and nothing else added to it. This one has two HDMI 2.1 ports. One is an HDMI input, so you could connect one gaming system or another source, and the other is an HDMI eARC output that connects with your TV's ARC connection. Plus, this can pass through 4K 120 signals, and Sony says 8K 60 signals are now possible, although we have not tested that claim yet. Now, another cool thing about this HDMI eARC connection that is unique is how the soundbar settings integrates with Sony's Bravia TVs, so that all of the soundbar's settings automatically appear on the TV's quick settings menu for really easy control over all the sound modes and the levels of the bass and rear speakers. This lets you quickly dial in the right amount of mid-range on vocals and dialogue, plus control over Sony's special modes like immersive AE and night mode for less low-end rumble that could disturb people at home while they're sleeping. For less than $2,000 for a 55-inch OLED panel, the Sony Bravia XR A80J TVs are great options for the money to pair with this bar. Finally, the HT-A5000 has microphones built in that measure the position of each speaker vertically and horizontally to intelligently optimize the sound in your room, and this all works with or without the optional wireless speakers. Some people don't have a room that will benefit from the extra boost and surround sound performance, so I think it's really cool that Sony made the A5000 a Dolby Atmos system that can stand on its own without the added extras, but that is also expandable should you acquire more space in the future. If you are limited on space, you could skip the wireless surrounds and just add the smaller HT-A7000 wireless subwoofer for less than $400, and you will have a very good Sony 5.1.2 Dolby Atmos system that will really add a new dimension to your late night movie watching in the master bedroom. Now, some other cool tech both soundbars have is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, so you can stream music from your devices on your home network with Spotify Connect, Chromecast, and Apple AirPlay 2. Plus, they both work with popular voice assistants like Google Assistant for multi-room whole house coverage or Amazon Alexa. But if you need more power for a larger size room plus one more HDMI 2.1 input, Then step up to Sony's flagship A7000 for 50 watts of extra power plus a true 7.1.2 Dolby Atmos setup. For less than $400 more than the A5000 with just the bar and nothing else added, this is a better system to get if you want a true Dolby Atmos and DTS:X experience with more dedicated speakers to present that information. On top of the bar, there are two Atmos up-firing X balanced speakers that reflect sound off the ceiling for that immersive sense of elevation, plus two high-performance beam tweeters on each end of the bar that bounce sound off the sidewalls for a wide presentation that completely covers the room in clear surround sound. The bar also has 5 front-facing X-balanced speaker units that double down on the crystal clear sound quality for vocals and dialogue. Finally, just like the A5000, the bar's built-in subwoofer also features Sony's X-balanced speaker tech, which maximizes the diaphragm area of the woofer to reproduce better, punchier, and clearer bass from just the bar with minimal distortion. But for the money, just go all out and add the SA-SW5 wireless sub and the SA-RS3S wireless rear surround speakers for around $1,000 more. For the money, the immersion you get from this 9.1.2 Dolby Atmos setup will perform noticeably better in a medium to large size room. With the larger SA-SW5 wireless sub in the mix, you will get deeper bass extension for more impactful sound effects that really hit you in the chest on movies and TV shows. Plus, you'll have a wider soundstage with clear details in the presentation with a pair of SA-RS3S wireless speakers behind you, especially on effects like footsteps that were intended by the director to sound like they are coming from behind you. The Sony SA-RS3S rear speakers connect to the A7000 wirelessly, and adding them made movie sound effects really come to life and sound a lot more realistic. The sound of someone's shoes tapping down a dark alley or creaking doors slowly creaking open and raindrops falling and splashing onto pavement all sounded a lot more realistic in the soundstage compared to just having the A7000 as a standalone bar. While the Dolby Atmos immersion and the soundstage was impressive coming from the A7000 and even the A5000 bar, some people have the room that will accommodate the extra boost in surround sound performance. So I think it's really cool that Sony made the A7000 so expandable. Now, the A7000 also gives you one more extra HDMI input for a total of 3 HDMI 2.1 ports, so you can connect multiple gaming consoles, a streaming box, a Blu-ray player, or other sources. Since the A7000 spans over 51 inches wide and a ½ inch taller than the A5000, pair this one with any of Sony's Bravia XR, A90J OLED Master Series TVs, and you will have an even better Sony setup. The A90J models come in 55-inch, 65-inch, and 83-inch sizes. Plus, they have a much brighter picture that's up to 40% brighter than previous OLEDs. And when you couple a great OLED display like these with Sony's special XR Contrast Pro processing tech, you really get an even more amazing picture with the brightness that comes close to an LED display. Now, if you really want to dive into the differences between LED versus OLED technology, then check out our video for the complete picture on how these two technologies compare. For less than $4,000, I like the Sony 65-inch A90J OLED because this size combination just looks fantastic above this bar in a larger size room. I also like how all of the settings automatically appeared on the display in the Bravia TV settings. Finally, if you want the ultimate Sony setup, then strongly consider Sony's premium alternative to the soundbar category. Now, the Sony HT-A9 home theater system consists of 4 speakers that you can place anywhere in your room and a box, which is the brain of the system and looks a lot like an Apple TV. Now, if you go by the actual channels, the Sony HT-A9 home theater system is really a 4.0.4 surround sound system. But this ultra convenient setup uses Sony's advanced 360-degree spatial sound mapping tech to create the sense that 12 phantom speakers are in the room from just 4 physical speakers, creating a pretty exhilarating experience that comes extremely close to that of a 12-channel system. The four loudspeakers in the A9 each have a high-res soft dome tweeter mated to an X-balanced woofer for the mid-bass frequencies, as well as an X-balanced up-firing driver to bounce high-quality sound off the ceiling. Each speaker is powered by Sony's digital amplifier tech for 504 watts of total power, and these connect wirelessly to the brain that comes with this system. Now, the brain of the A9 is very similar to the A5000 soundbar in that it features one HDMI 2.1 input as well as one HDMI eARC output. Some other similarities the A9 shares with the A5000 and the A7000 are compatibility with both Dolby Atmos and DTS:X, plus high-res audio either wired or wirelessly, which is really cool. The A9 can also pass through 4K 120 signals and up to 8K 60 signals with support for Dolby Vision and HDR as well. And just like the other systems, this one also works with Google Assistant, Alexa, AirPlay 2, Spotify Connect, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi 2. Now, what really sets the A9 apart from the other Atmos systems is the ease of setup and the way Sony combines the built-in microphones inside each speaker to intelligently map and measure the distances between each other and the ceilings to calibrate the unique acoustics of the room, creating the sense that you are at the center of a 12-channel home theater system in just about any room. Now at AudioVice, we love room calibration tech, and here, Sony's 360-degree immersive AE sound mapping tech worked extremely well in our open living room space with ceilings that were 9 feet tall. Now, if you have vaulted ceilings in a room, the immersive AE tech may have trouble mapping out a three-dimensional bubble, but in our room, the performance was very impressive. Not that the setup was difficult at all with the other bars, but this model has the easiest setup out of them all. We didn't have to worry about where we were placing the speakers. The built-in microphones did a fantastic job measuring the position of each speaker in our configuration, vertically and horizontally, to optimize the sound within the walls and the ceiling of our room. And we even tried placing the speakers in places we normally wouldn't. We did this to try and trick the immersive AE and just to see what happens. But the soundstage of 2-channel music and especially spatial audio tracks encoded with Dolby Atmos was immersive, spacious, and dare I say, even detailed. From all angles, side to side and top to bottom, dynamic detail sounded incredibly real. Adding the larger SAW5 wireless sub was the best subwoofer choice for this premium system. When we added the SAW5, bass really came alive as this improved the rhythm and pacing and the sense of timing of instruments and the lower frequencies, while also adding more bottom end weight on movie sound effects with the impact that really hit me in the chest. Just go all out and get the Sony 65-inch A90J Master Series 4K OLED TV, and you will have the ultimate Sony AV system for the money. Now, to our eyes, the picture on Sony TVs just looks a lot more natural than many other brands, and we feel this is due to all the great video processing technology Sony has developed over the years to create a more lifelike picture than anyone else. Some TVs may appear brighter or jump out more when you first see them, but if you keep watching them for longer than 10 minutes, you'll notice they just do not look natural. And once you notice it, it's really hard to unsee these kinds of subtle details. Plus, when you couple a great OLED display with Sony's XR processor, you really get an even more amazing picture. OLED panels are the most appealing to video purists due to those perfect inky blacks they deliver. So the Sony Bravia XR A80J 4K OLED TVs and the Sony Bravia A90J OLED Master Series are the two models we like best for these new soundbars. Now, we have another video on Sony's latest Bravia XR TVs and the video processing tech in each model, so be sure to click the link to watch it if you want to know more about the powerful tech behind Sony's most advanced TVs. Now, to bring this all back full circle onto high performance sound, Sony's Bravia XR TVs also have a really cool feature called Acoustic Center Sync, which transforms the entire screen into an active audio surface to create a dedicated center channel when you connect a compatible audio system. All right, that concludes our take on the new Sony home theater systems and our top recommended Sony TVs for the money. Choose any of these Sony packages on this list and you will experience the best immersion for music, movies, and gaming available for the money. If you have any questions about these or how your home theater or home audio can take advantage of these new Sony Dolby Atmos systems, just give us a call, chat with us on audioadvice.com, or stop into one of our award-winning showrooms. We'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, and also check out our playlist section on our YouTube channel to easily find all the content you're looking for. We will see you next time.